I have been talking about the phenomenon that I describe as resisting what is. It is a very important topic. I would say that suffering, unnecessary suffering, almost all unnecessary suffering, if not all unnecessary suffering, is a result of the mind resisting what is. But it is a topic that the mind hates to talk about, even though so that will not make me stop, because unnecessary suffering, who wants to live with that? And it is by awakening, it is when we see clearly what is going on, that that this unnecessary suffering eventually will dissolve, and we will be free, and we will be filled with love and compassion, not only towards everything else, but also towards ourselves. So the unnecessary suffering that I am talking about is painful emotions, anger. When we are angry, it is because there is something that we take to be wrong, and we feel that it is so wrong that it absolutely should be otherwise. And as long as it is not otherwise, we are angry. But what we fail to understand is that being angry does not change anything. The only effect that being angry is that we are suffering. I know the mind has hundreds of explanations why it has to be angry. But it does not make any difference. Another kind of suffering is frustration. And it is very closely linked to anger. For it is, in many ways, the exact same energy. The frustration is there because we are resisting something that is the reality at this present moment. And that frustrates us because something within us has this idea that what is should be otherwise. And then we get frustrated. But again, it doesn't make any difference. What is still what is, no matter how frustrated we are. So we are, in essence, we are torturing ourselves by being in resistance to what is, and for not acknowledging that being in resistance to what is does not change anything. Another kind of suffering that is a result of resisting what is fear. Irrational fear, that means fear that is not a result of a direct threat. And the fear is a result of resisting what is, being afraid that what is will continue to be exactly as it is. But that's the wonderful thing about what is. It is in a constant flow. It is in a constant state of change. So sometimes resisting what is us wanting what is to be exactly how it is. And it must not change. That's a paradox, isn't it? Clinging or pushing away to what is the result. The result of that is suffering. And it doesn't change anything. But the mind feels so right to be pushing against it. It feels that it is so right to be angry, to be frustrated. Oh, it does not like to be fearful, no. But that's just another aspect of being in conflict with what is. And as I have spoken about in the previous videos, the mind thinks that I cannot stop being angry. I use the anger as a motivation. You don't need that. Using anger as a motivation is a destructive force. It will blind you. And you will create more suffering for yourself and most likely also for others. So we have to see through this futile mind game. There is a saying, I'm not sure that I can remember it exactly, but I will be sort of paraphrasing. There is a saying amongst addicts. How is it that it goes? Stop opposing what cannot be changed and start changing what can be changed, and the wisdom to see the difference. No, it's not like that, but the essence of the saying is the same. And the reason for that saying being within the communities that are built by addicts, the reason why this saying is there is that the suffering that is a result of resisting what is, that suffering drives a lot of humans into addictions. And that's a sad thing, because it is based upon the mind's misunderstanding. And the culture that sort of perpetuate this idea that the only way to be motivated is to be in resistance with what is. It is tragic and exceptionally funny at the same time. Tragic. So I think I have been pondering this topic for the time being. Excuse me. But it is important, my friend, to be able to understand exactly what it is that is going on. The emotions that is a result of resisting what is, that is suffering. Anger, fear, despair, frustration, depression, restlessness, etc., etc. And also we get blinded, so we no longer see the beauty, the insane beauty of existence. And that is painful. So when we stop resisting what is, we wake up to love, to beauty. And then we will be motivated by love and beauty, curiosity. And we will be free at last. Don't wait for it sometime out in the future. See it now. Resisting what is sort of is a contracting energy. It is sort of like this. And that is painful. What you're longing for is this. But how do we transform, how do we go from this to this? The mind looks for a fix, a solution to how to open this nut. How do I do this? How do I do this? There are no solution to that. There are no quick fix to that. There are no technique to do that. What you need to do is you need to see clearly what is going on. And when that happens, then there will be a surrendering. And see, this here is not a happening. This here is the end of this. When you end this, when you see clearly, then this happens naturally, by itself. So you do not have to do anything other than being open, wanting to know the truth about suffering, the reason for suffering, what is behind suffering. And when you see that clearly, then you stop resisting. And the transformation from to this loving openness is happening because you stop resisting what is. Free at last. Why not now, my friend? Why not now? Thank you.